going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're driving down this trail here. We're gonna find a nice lake camp spot to hang out in. We're out here camping in the middle of nowhere. Got a beautiful lake behind us. When we're done here, we're gonna bring it back to the shop and do a walkthrough for you guys. So let us know what you guys think of this down in the comments. Can't wait to talk to you guys. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're gonna show you the walkthrough of a 2026 Euphoria XLTB. So that is our twin bed model. We're gonna jump to the outside and we'll get right back inside. So you see super robust stairs. They're manual. They touch the ground, multiple adjustments on the feet, multiple adjustments here. They fold up super easily. Moving towards the front, we'll talk about the door briefly. So it's insulated. A lot of people use this as garbage. I kind of use it as a catch-all. Dual pane acrylic window. That's gonna have a blackout because that's the only piece that doesn't open. You have your running boards here. We took out a bunch of tires. We'll show you super singles in the back, but in the front here, so we changed to 33-inch tires instead of 30. So there's no lift here, but by default, that's 1.5 inches from the larger tire. And then auxiliary shock, we'll show you as we walk around. This one has a bunch of options. So under the hood, there's a twin compressor from ARB. Under the hood, you fill up the front tire, fill up the other front tire, fill up your bike tire, use it for whatever you need. So there's a chuck under here and a chuck in the back, and the bay we'll show you. This was optional. So these are the triple R grow lights, super flush, pretty cool. On the back side here, you'll see the trigger system. So that has all your fuses. I'm holding the switches in my hand. They're obviously Bluetooth from that. So up front is where they usually live. What's going on, guys? Hanging out on the passenger seat. Going to show you how the switches work. So they are Bluetooth. There's no wires inside here. Everything is done under the hood. But say you wanted the front lights on, you just click them on, or the fog lights. So you can use them while you're outside, use them while you're driving these switches. Standard up here is our Flatline Vanco bumper. The 12,000-pound worn winch with synthetic rope and the Factor 55 piece up here. And then you have a skid plate, so it goes from the bumper all the way under. Here you can see bumpers installed, skid plate is going on next. That'll cover all this area and keep all that safe. Right where your axle basically is, even though it's independent suspension, so you're fully skidded on the whole front member there. Wrapping around, you can see the shock on this side, so we added auxiliary shock. It is fully adjustable as well. So you have a bunch of settings, you can fine tune it. We always do the wrap down here. We decided to show it with going through to the front. Let us know what you guys think about that. Think about potentially adding maybe another little mountain here or something, filling it in a little bit, but let me know your thoughts on that. Gray tank is under here, so that is 31 gallons. Has a heater pad, tank sensors, all that. This is a 31-gallon gray tank for all our Euphorias. You have the tank sensor on this side. What we do is put an aluminum channel up underneath, and then we have brackets that click into here that screw it and hold it up to the bottom of the floor. You have your gray tank vent there. This one, you'll see a couple rock lights throughout, so that's an option from us too. There's one midship, so there's 8 rather complete. 4 tires, midship, the other side midship, front bumper, back bumper. So you have rock lights throughout. That's gonna help you see, let's say you're off-road at night or something like that, or has super sweet settings. We've shown them in the past. So the app too has a ton of features. Right now it's in a fade mode for all the colors. There's strobe mode, there's sound. So if you were actually playing music, it would change to the sound of the music. Then just regular colors too. You can just choose a color while you're driving or hanging out at the campsite. Smart plug. And then we'll show you the switch, how all the different night accessories turn on when we get inside. We have lockable water fill there. Our new larger storage, so you've seen it in the past. This is now 3 inches larger and 1 inch taller. Inside has new lawn seal, so we're always doing a lawn seal floor now. We're doing a hex ply up top here. You have lights throughout on each side. On this driver's side, you're gonna have a passive vent on the wall, so that's just getting airflow in and out. Outdoor shower, that's your gray tank heater pad, and then a way to see everything. So your battery, your fresh, your gray. If you're actually filling up the water by yourself, you can just kind of see the levels of everything. Moving on to the back, so the bumper's all new. We changed a whole bunch of stuff you guys really can't see, but different frame extensions. These are frame extensions here with hitch. The bumper, everything attaches to this. Back here you'll see we have some pieces that get drilled in to the front of the frames, and then this goes through with grade 8 bolts right through the frame itself. So you have 8 more connections there. Where the hitch would actually be connected from the factory. You can see under here, all the frame rail extensions installed. We did add flush mount lights in the back, so if you were in reverse at nighttime, let's say, off-road, you can flip those on from the switches up front. So we mentioned it before, we use a trigger system, so it's Bluetooth. All the fuses for everything is underneath the hood, and that's where everything gets connected to. But say you want the rear lights on, press the button, rear lights are on, front lights, fog lights, rock lights, and that's gonna give you a lot brighter view. The spare tire here, a lot of people ask about it, so when we wrap around the passenger side, let's show about the super single, but the way it faces right now, that goes on the front. It's dual surface, so you can flip it, and that is for the back. And it's literally engraved spare, so you know that is your spare tire. So from back tires can rotate side to side, front side to side. Your spare can go front or back. Always gonna have the Flatline Vanco box here. So that's gonna store a whole bunch of stuff for everybody. You know, this one has ARV stuff, so that's compressor stuff there. Water fill, gravity stuff, your shore power, all that. You can even drop this down to put heavier items in to get a little closer so you're not, reaching too far. But this ends up being a sweet spot to actually grill on. So I use that kind of as my outdoor kitchen if I don't want to set up an entire table. Obviously lockable. Rear view camera, that's our new spot for it. It's adjustable, it's Bluetooth. So this part you can kind of click around and do what you want to do to get your perfect viewing. Other side of the storage. So on this side, you'll see that this is an actual heated vent. So your bay can be heated by itself. L-track that we didn't mention before, so you can strap all your stuff down. A lot of people have electrical bikes, so this is an outlet to charge them, and then that's your compressor port here. So again, one under the hood, one in the back bay. So this is the hose that comes with when you're doing the ARV compressor. Inside this bag actually has your tire inflator. So you have a chuck up front and a chuck in the back. Click it in, you hear it running, put whatever you need to use here. You can roll it out, fill your tires, put it underneath, fill your front tires, your back tires, and then your front tires. You'll see the turnoverland windows. So these are what they call the flat. The original ones are classic now. So it's still dual pane. It still has a little bubble, but the bubble's on the inside, so everything's more modern on the outside now. And then we'll briefly look at the super single back here. And then our brand new, you'll see a rock light here. And then we have aluminum now, one piece bent for us, wheel wells in there. And then back here, we changed the spring completely. So that is this is the Van Compass stage 4.3. So that's adjustable shocks front and rear. And then complete leaf pack, swap. Up above, you have a Girard awning. So this is a 14-foot awning on the XL. Has a wind sensor, light in it, but about 8 feet it goes out. And then all the way in legless, you don't have to worry about anything, touch the button, you can have at it. So we're inside the start of the Euphoria XLTB, so that's a twin bed model. That's why this wall is cut out. What's gonna happen here is one step at this level, and then more of a larger platform from a little bit back, and basically another step. That's gonna get you to each twin bed, so they're gonna be 32 inches by 75 long behind me and in front of me. This will have a night table or nightstand with a drawer, an actual countertop in between the two. Cabinetry across that back wall, large window on each side. And then this area here is a little more similar to what you've been seeing. So kind of start passenger side and work our way all the way around. So this is your main controls. That's where you're gonna see everything was happening, stuff coming in, stuff going out. So right now, the literally complete overcast and it's 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's just, the sun's not really there. You can see your fresh, your waste. It's a way you're gonna turn on your AC mode, which is your outlets. So that's your inverter, so a 3,000 watt inverter. You have dimmable lights. So one of them is the shower, one's the main area, Starlink, DC stuff, and your actual awning controls. It goes out about 8 feet. It does have a wind sensor. So if it was getting real windy in here and it was actually going out, it would just retract. But if it's hanging outside and it's already out, the wind sensor will decide, hey, I wanna save myself, it's gonna close, so you don't have to worry about it. And then you have a light on as well. Overcast, so you can actually see the light. You can stop it anywhere you want. So let's say I only wanted it to stay halfway out, I can just stop it there. Then it has something called close/off. So at nighttime, say the light's on and it's out, you're gonna go to bed. You just don't have to press 2 buttons. You press the 1 button, it turns the light off and closes itself. And that's your aqua hot hydronic heating. So you have a zone up here. That has these thermosistors. So that's gonna see what's happening right by your door. You go in and out. There's a mid zone, so that's coming out the center step here, thermosistor back on this side. And then we mentioned the bay, that's its own zone. So you can zone things separately, and it's smart enough, just leave it on, and when it feels cold, a certain zone will turn on by itself. It doesn't have to have everything turn on. So on this side here, 18-inch cabinet, so you're gonna have a drawer. We felt line the inside. You're gonna have a larger door here. So that's gonna give you just bulk storage, we'll call it. The XLs have the larger windows and then larger benches. So these are 42 inches now. You can fit 4 people comfortably. You're gonna have all your fuses and breakers here for all your little items. And then underneath this, you have half storage. So that's electrical, full storage on the other half, almost 2/3. You'll see, we'll open this drawer before I go up. We did a nightstand, so it's always twin beds. But we made it full depth, looks like it needs to be vacuumed. thus giving you actual solid surface over there. So what that's going to do is be your nightstand. So tons of storage for all your different items, and then you're going to have, you know, a spot for drinks and phones and whatever. Well, we give you an additional spot. So if you look on the corner here, you'll see a cubby. There's a cubby on each side. So those night lights, the reading lights, have USBs in them, so you can actually plug your phone into and just throw it up into your own little cubby, or your books, magazines, whatever you want to do. It's kind of your own space on each side. This, I imagine, even though it could be his and hers, it's probably hers and her. All your clothes. Again, we felt line the bottoms. We sound dead them inside there so they don't ting around that people think on the aluminum. So not only are they robust and will last a lifetime, and lifetimes past that, but they don't sound what, you know, some people think is going to sound hollow. You can see they're solid. So you can see the different sizes. So what you have here is 32 by 75. So on both sides, so that's your size of your twins. Again, it does not convert. This is permanent. If someone wanted a queen bed, we have a queen bed option. We'll do a walkthrough once we finish building one of those. Underneath either side of me is basically the systems. You know, so from this wall back was the storage you saw. Everything else is systems. So 50 gallons of fresh. Here you can see the 50 gallons of fresh. You can see our sensors being put in there, the fill. This here is venting for it, so it goes outside. We do a 3-way valve for winterization. So this gets connected to the water pump. This valve where this valve nut was coming out. It'll suck from this hose here, so you'd put that in the antifreeze if you want to winterize your rig, depending where you live. And again, 50 gallons of fresh. We have an aqua hot system, and then that all goes right down to a great tank. Just about a 15 kilowatt hour battery bank, 48 volt. Everything else, that's Battleborn. Everything else is Victron, so 3000 watt inverter, your solar controller, and all that stuff. Speaking of solar, 1080 watts of solar up there. Then you're gonna have a fan up front. You're gonna end up with a 48 volts AC. And then right somewhere in this area, we can do an optional fan, but the Starlink is also here as well, so that's included. We talked about the switch up front. And all that basically is powered by mostly the sun and the large battery bank for, you know, cloudy days. So we proved it to dealers, proved it to multiple clients. You blast that AC, full power, sun's out, it's net zero, or a very, very minimal, like 1 amp draw. You know, and a lot of times we have to gain power as well at certain times, depending on what the sun's doing. So it's pretty awesome. It's a little over 12,000, like 12,500 BTU air conditioner. So plenty of cooling power and super off-grid capable. You got the bamboo table here, swivel as wherever you want, like you saw in the beginning of the video. Underneath that, there's full storage on this side, so we split it in half, so there's 2 compartments. So on this wall, you have the outlet, DC stuff, additional outlet, your water pump switch to our new standard larger sink. So it's an 18 by 18 sink. Plenty large. You can move this around, do what you got to do. And then it also has a soap dispenser and a paper towel holder above it. Solid surface is standard by us. We talked about different windows. We try to get as much windows of this as we could. You saw there, so you have a blackout. You have your screen. So if you're to open that up, you know, you have a bug screen. You can actually lock this in. Actually, we'll show you. So this has multiple different options of where it goes. You know, there's plenty of detents and spots you want it, but sometimes people want a little security. So if you locked it in the center on this little gap here, so that gives you airflow, but it also locks the window so nobody can mess with it from the outside. You can still put your bug screen up, and you have a little sense of security as well. So in any of the modes that the window's actually open, you know, let's say we open this one, not on the locking mode, but just on one of them, you put the bug screen up, you can turn a fan on, and you'll get airflow. So generally speaking, you would end up doing that, say one of the back windows. You know, right now we're getting great airflow because the front door is open. So that's just doing a whole cross breeze right where I'm standing. But if you were to open up one of the back windows or both, put this to pull out. So there's 10 speeds out, 10 speeds in. That'll draw air through the windows and up if you're in a climate that didn't really need your AC, or just a super nice fall night or something like that. You have options to not have to blast your AC, let's say if you're not needed. Looking back at the galley side, induction cooktop, so it's portable. We don't build it in. That way you can cook on this side, cook on this side, cook outside. Give yourselves options. If we were to build this in, basically lose your whole countertop space on that side, and you're forced to cook in one area. So we like to give you options. I know there's a whole bunch of garbage in here from Expo we didn't get a chance to clean up yet, but that's going to usually have a cassette toilet strapped in there, or another toilet that was strapped that you take out to put into your shower when needed. And then that's going to have usually a garbage can or something, whatever you guys decide that makes the most sense for your space underneath the sink. And then we're going to flop with the camera guy here. So looking on the passenger side, NovaCool fridge. So this whole top is fridge. We got clean now, got a water bottle. Whole bottom here is freezer. So you saw us talk about in the prototypes. This used to open here. We did spin it. We mentioned we were going to. Thinking about potentially some sort of molly panel here, but we'll see what happens. Up here you have, giant depths upper cabinet storage. While we're up here before we drop down, it will show you that your full length storage in here, so it goes from side to side. You've seen plenty of shorts, you can check them out. So you have storage up above. We'll wrap around to the shower real quick. So a full length mirror on the door, a Nautilus shower door if you're actually showering. This one happened to have for the show a dry flush toilet. So again, we have toilet options. Generally speaking, it will come with a cassette that you would remove out of the sink into there and then take that part out. Going inside here, your shower head's removable. Our diverter is pretty sweet, so you actually set the temperature. Once your temperature is where you want it to be, you just use the on and off. You never have to always mix. It's always set to mix to what you want. And then a teak floor mat there as well. So that drawer was spun as well. So you got a nice deep drawer here for more storage. And then we mentioned this a few times. This is our drop down thermal curtain. So even though we have curtains and blackout shades for the windows, for when someone's hanging out up front, generally speaking, a lot of times if people aren't using this front area, you just drop this down. So that's got a magnetic all the way down. And that'll be your thermal curtain from the front to the back, so you don't have to worry about the hot or cold from that cab area and the thermal transfer from the metals up there. You're gonna be able to differentiate your areas and really cool or heat this whole living space. This is made for us by Van Made Gear, so it's magnetic on both sides. It rolls up where you saw it previous, and it's a super awesome shade. I didn't have it fully down, but you can see a little air gap there. But generally speaking, on the left side, you can see it's all the way down. When you fit it in there, so there's really no airflow going in and out. We'll take a brief look up front just for the switches I mentioned earlier in the video. So we use the trigger system. It usually comes with the 4. This has the 6 because we added a whole bunch of options to it. So they're already labeled, but that has the air compressor, the rock lights, the Baja fog lights, the Baja's in the rear, and the Triple R grill lights. So there should be 5 different lights, then one auxiliary that's addition that someone can add if they want to say ditch lights on the hood or something like that. You'll see the screen to the left of the seat. That's for the backup camera. You can do up to 4 cameras, so we always have the one. We actually had a customer that opted for an additional one on top because we might have one-up bikes blocking the camera. So we did an additional one so they can kind of vary between screens. And you can add 2 more if you wanted to. On the sides, let's say if you're really worried, but those mirrors are amazing. I'm able to see everything on those big mirrors, and I usually don't even use the backup camera when I'm driving, but it is, could have always on so you can see what's happening. Step outside and kind of run through all the specs again. 15 kilowatt hour battery bank, 1,080 watts of solar, the Starlink's included, 48 volt air conditioning, all Victron components past the batteries. The batteries are battle born. So you have 3,000 watt inverter, all your solar controller and stuff like that. You have 50 gallons of fresh, 31 gray. It's the Aqua Hot 125D. D is just for diesel, so there's no propane on this. Everything's either electric or that one item that's diesel. That's your hydronic heating and your hot water. So every 50 gallon, every gallon you want of it's all 50 of them could be hot if you really love to shower and want to just blow through your water for some reason. So it's on-demand hot water. These are now sold direct through dealerships. So we were picking up dealers throughout the country. We have Florida, Texas, Montana, Missouri, Colorado, who else? Vegas. So when you're looking to purchase these, they're gonna be sold through dealers throughout the country. You can reach out to us. We're gonna fill out a hole and have a whole area for the dealer contact spots to find it. But if you can't find your local dealer, you can obviously contact us, but we have them throughout the country right now in plenty of states. So you can check out, this is the Euphoria XL. Be sure to follow us. We're gonna show, this is the twin bed. We're gonna show you queen bed soon. We're doing updated regular Euphoria. Be sure to follow along on our channel. We build these every single day. We upload daily. We show all the behind the scenes. We're not afraid. We show everything we do because we build quality and we stand behind everything we do.